Congressman Biggs is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, the House Science, Space, and Technology Committees as well. Congressman, great to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
All right, so we got these doctors blaming this recent surge in your state of Arizona, blaming the governor there. What is your assessment on the situation in Arizona?
Well, the beds that you're talking about in New Mexico are largely because of the reservation hot spots up in northeastern Arizona, so you've got two counties there. The rest of it, just so you know, we're running only at 90% occupancy of ICU beds. We're running at about 85% to 87% occupancy of general purpose beds. And of those, 50% only are COVID beds. And in the ICUs, only about 65%, actually less than 65% are COVID beds. I'm not sure what these doctors are getting at. They say they feel abandoned, and yet unless the data is as bad as the CDC was giving us, we are handling the surge pretty well right now.
Yeah.
We had to.
Yeah. So some of the state reporting, you know, we've seen a situation in Florida where they were only reporting the positive test results. We've heard about other stories where, you know, like in the UK, for example, if someone's diagnosed with COVID-19 and then dies from something else later on, if they have that diagnosis on their medical records, that gets lumped into a pile. I've also heard about, you know, specific payments. You know, some hospitals might get more money if a patient is diagnosed with COVID-19, so there's a financial incentive, a moral hazard there. You also wrote an op-ed saying that relying solely on expertise of the White House coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. Deborah Birx, and the National Institutes of Allergy and Infectious Disease is a problem, just relying on these medical experts. Explain what you mean.
Yeah, well, so Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, as Peter Navarro, who was on the same coronavirus task force, pointed out, have been wrong on virtually everything. But besides that, though, Dr. Fauci, I will say to his credit, has said he's not interested in anything other than slowing the spread. In fact, he said last week that a reduction in the fatalities in this country is irrelevant to what he's looking at. I think that's critical. In Arizona, for instance, we've actually cut the fatality rate in over half in the last 30 days, and same with hospitalizations. He thinks that's irrelevant. But at the same time, you've got other public health crises that are going on, whether it's cancer treatments and the suppression of those cancer treatments and diagnoses, brain surgeries, vaccinations, you name it. You've got a whole host of public health issues going on over there, solely because Fauci is very myopic in his view of this. And I think that there are plenty of great doctors and scientists who take a contrarian point of view and a more holistic point of view, and they want to look at the totality of the data and get to the granularity, which is what I do every day, and I talk to doctors every day. And I think that's really important. I think that's why I say if you're relying solely on Drs. Fauci and Birx, who, by the way, Dr. Birx, to her credit, said a couple of months ago that we are overestimating, overcalculating, overtabulating the fatalities, the raw number of fatalities in this country by at least 25%. So we've got to get some more, I would say, some people from the front lines on that task force so they can respond, and I don't think you should rely solely on Dr. Fauci and Birx.
Well, we got to get to a place, like I was saying before with Emma, where we at least have a better understanding of the data so we can make better decisions moving forward. Great to see you as always, Congressman. Thanks for your time.